Hello everyone. Hello again.
Hello, Miss.
Heyo. So for this session, um, we will be collaborating on this one Google Docs. Okay, so you answer the question according to your names. Okay, so question one, Clara. Question two, Calvin. Noel. Question three. Okay, so after you finish answering all the question, hopefully by 3:30, we will just discuss the answer. Okay, so you answered all the question. I will be here. If you have any question, you can ask me. Right, so answer the question. Okay, Leah.
Okay, Miss.
All right. Are you all done? After you done, please change the font color to blue. Your answer. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I will require you to read your answer. Yeah, your question and also your answer. You will read, and after you read, we will discuss your answer. Okay. So I think everybody finished already, right? You can use the rest hand to give me feedback. Finish already. You finish your rest hand in the meet. No one already. I believe Farah also finished already, right? Calvin,
Ah,
are you?
yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, so we will start discussion. Discussion. We will start the discussion. Um, as I mentioned just now, you will need to read your answer. You read the question first, and then you read your answer for all your answer. You read all for A and B. Both you read satu kali, and then we discuss the question. Okay, so can we start with Farah?
Okay. So question one. It is easy to make a user interface, but it is hard to make a good one by Lawson 2005. So the question is, describe what a user interface is. Give one example to support your answer. So my answer is a user interface is the visual representation of an application, software, and hardware device where it determines how a user interacts with it and how information is displayed. So, for example, smartphone screen display an application is in grid pattern where all the apps are aligned in grid form, which it helps the user to understand that the applications are usable and easily displayed in front of the screens. I forgot to type here. Second example is the vending machines. It is for hardware where the users can understand where to insert money and press a button for the food or drinks of their choice or their like.
Okay,
So that is my answer for questions A.
1B.
Okay, so for B, the question says referring to any two interactive products, systems, or software that you have used before. For example, coffee vending machines, GPS, TV remote controller, computer games, e-commerce website, popular word processor, Google Classroom, etc. Write down what it is that you like about each of them and what it is that you do not like. Describe your overall experience in using each of them. So the two systems that I have used before would be the Google Classroom and computer games. For Google Classrooms, what I like about these systems that it is easy to use because the user interface is quite straightforward. Um, Even as a beginner like me, you can easily understand the visuals that are displayed on the screen. Um, what I don't like about the Google Classroom is there is no pattern changes where you can make it the display to be linear in a linear pattern or in a grid pattern because when there are a lot of subjects, work, announcements, or etc. was posted, you will need to scroll down and to find all the specific tab, and it is harder for us to like scroll down until bottom lah. Um, as for the computer games, what I like about the user interface will be the pretty graphics that are displayed. Um, it has a lot of colors, animation, and font size that is not too big or small. What I don't like about the computer games user interface is sometimes there are a bunch of buttons on the screens that can confuse some users. For example, like you need to click this button to save, need to play again, or it doesn't tell like in general button like to save it all, or like to apply this or to preview this changes. That is all from my answer.
Okay, thank you so much, Farah, for sharing your answer. So for one, we go for one A first. So the your definition. So describe. Usually, you need to like give explanation, lah, right? So if describe, usually you will need to give more explanation. If it's just explain, you just give like maybe very short summary about what is the term about. So this one we are talking about this interface. So bold I will bold the keyword in your answer as well. And if I want to add more like more points, I will use red font. Okay, so user interface is the vi- visual representation. Yes, a visual representation. So we can also like mention that it's the contact point, right? So contact. So this is just additional info lah. Okay, contact point between user and machine. Okay, so it's an additional lah. Okay, so you can use it. You can use it for your own answer letter. You maybe restructure the sentence pun boleh. Use your own answer pun boleh. Of an application, software, and hardware device where it determines how the user interacts. Okay, interaction between user and the machine. So, for example, okay, so here you are asked to give two examples. So, usually, if it's like describe, if you describe the term, you will you must fulfill 2 marks usually. Okay, so when you give example like here, you are asked to give two examples, right? So one example usually one mark. So this question can be assigned for 4 marks. Okay, so here you give smartphone screen display. So smartphone screen display, this one is and will be output. Okay, output of your device, right? So we will have I think we'll have one topic discussing about input and output of computer. Okay, so this is output. So you give more explanation on this. That's good. You explain about what is on the screen display on a smartphone, and then vending machine. Okay, so vending machine. So where is the contact point here? And so the contact point would be insert money. Insert money. Is it user interface? Farah, do you think it's user interface?
Um, I think so because it's where you um like it
In
shows like the
not the.
money.
Are you talking about the display or the like the mulut one?
Actually, there's a display also, like there's a like sign dollar here, like put, the hand sign, insert the money symbol.
Okay. So in that case, you need to mention it here because if you just use like put in insert money, right? It's like it's the hardware already. So
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah. So now here we are talking about user interface. So you need to focus on user interface, but you still have one correct answer here. Press a button is where you are providing input to the machine. Means you're interacting with the machine, right? So here, this is an example of input lah. Okay, so the user give input to the machine. Okay, so this one, I think I understand what you trying to say, but you need to be more specific in the answer. Okay, where
Okay.
to insert money and refer to maybe like you are you are kejap, saya fikir dulu. When you insert money, you will be told like the machine will let you know how much already you've kasih masukkan. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay. So in that case, you need to like maybe elaborate more on that, where to insert money, and then the machine will have interface like a screen, a display where it tells you how much money already you fill in. Okay, so you can elaborate more on that.
Okay.
Right. So okay, so you can use your same answer for your submission, but maybe you want to like restructure again lah. Okay. So for Noel and Kelvin, later when you want to answer, you can take the key point here, the key point that I bold and I put in red color here. You can take the key point, but you cannot copy paste what Farah answer here. Okay, so because this is Farah's answer, you need to give your own answer, your own sentence. Okay, Noel and Kelvin. So similar to the rest also. Okay, so let's go to 1B. So thank you so much, Farah, for 1A. So 1B, so question 1B, right? This one is like, it's like, I wouldn't say there's like fixed answer on this one because it's asking for your opinion, right? Your overall experience. So you pick two interactive products, okay? You pick two that you have used before, and then you just explain about it. Okay, so for this kind of question, it depends on how you justify your overall experience. That they so then we as the marketer we can like we will be able to know that if you understand or not what is interactive products. Okay, so here Farah has given us two, which is Google Classroom. Hold on. Yeah, here Google Classroom. So you give what you like about it, easy to use. Okay, so mean easy to use and UI straightforward. Okay, so in this case, because it asks for your overall experience, right? So it's good that Farah has given us the discussion on how easy it is, how straightforward it is. Okay, so be a beginner can easily understand, right? So it's very straightforward lah kan. So what I don't like, maybe you can also include explanation on why is it how how is it straightforward. Okay, so you need to explain like justify. But that one actually depending on the marks of the question. So if it like big mark like 8 marks like that can you need to fulfill the marks lah. Okay, but for tutorial purpose, you can give more or you can give just num answer. Okay, so what I don't like, so you give what you like and then you give what you don't like. No pattern changes. I believe this one is referring to changes. No pattern changes. Um, you mean like when there is update, it's not like the updated one go up there, right? Is that what you mean, Kafera?
Yes, that one.
Oh, sabihin mo naman. Okay, so from what I understand from your answer, the updated post, like the latest post, is not put up at the top. So usually, because if you like you want to like you want to catch up, for example, like maybe you go on leave last week, so you want to see what you have, what you have um, missed. So you should be seeing like the latest information, right? But in Google Classroom, maybe because the system it's not giving priority to that, so you will need to as like what you say here, you need to like scroll down until you find the specific update. So I believe this one you are referring to update. Okay, now kan Sarah,
Yes.
specific update. So I will put in here. Okay. for reference only lah. Okay, so mm, this shows that you understand what is interactive products, interactive system, or interactive software. As for computer games, pretty graphics, maybe you want to use kayak juga lah pretty graphics tapi like there's another word for that. I mean there's another word for this one actually.
Yeah, I also don't know. I just
Yeah,
type
yeah,
it out. Yeah,
it's fine, it's fine. I also like thinking what apa sudah like the word. Noel, you have idea pa? Tell me. There's other words for this one are like wait, it's coming. Um
attractive.
yeah, attractive would be yes, would be yeah, I think attractive would be better word for this. Like oh, cakap political is like anime already. I thinking of anime already. Attractive. Okay. So don't worry. This is how we learn, right? So we do this kind of discussion. It's very like we make the class alive lah kan. We do discussion like this. Yeah, so maybe it's not wrong, but maybe it's like not really accurate to like to express your understanding on the topic. Okay, a lot of color, animation, font size is not too big, but depending on the games also kan, too many buttons. I think this one too many. You want to set too many lah, too many buttons. Okay, so try to like to use like general punya
Words.
words. Yes. In exam you need to like apalah try lah try. I know it's
Okay,
hard
okay.
also lah. There are bunch apa suruh I say tadi? Maksud punya
Uh, too
kawan tu.
many
Yeah. Sorry ya, my English also tengah kembali ke itu. Too many buttons. Many buttons on the screen that can confuse some users. I don't play games already, but I think if I can recall like yes, macam some games like they have so many buttons like you don't know which one to use. Yeah. So very good answer here. So for Kelvin and Noel, you can pick other than this, or you can use the same also, but you just give your own experience for this lah. Okay, right. So thank you so much once again, Pharaoh, for your answer. So we go to Kelvin.
Uh, for the question two, the first one is the explain is the how I understand about the term
Hmm.
usability problem. For me, the usability problem is just problems that are caused by poor UI design. For example, confusing UI would cause users to make more errors, such as in a website.
Hmm.
Another one is a very unappealing UI, like very ugly one that can make a user perceive it like a very low quality, the service, so
Hmm.
they don't want to use.
Okay.
The B is the suggest way to improve the usability of a product system software. One way is like a vending machine that you can arrange the food properly based on the type of food, so the user can find it faster. Like that can.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kelvin. So, what do you understand about the term usability problems? Right. So, when it comes to like usability problems, like every time you use that particular app, you will always face problem. Okay, so usually it will go back to the UI design. Okay, so very good point here for UI design. So how can poor UI design like influence the usability towards that app? Okay, so it will reduce efficiency, eh, reduce efficiency as well as the effectiveness. So you can restructure your answer later, okay? And also satisfaction. And so this one it will reduce efficiency, effectiveness, and also satisfaction, right? So example like confusing UI can use can cause users to make more errors. So maybe if this question like they had like 8 marks like that kind, you need to give example very detailed, very specific one. How confusing is it? Okay, how confusing is it? But of course, if it's like confusing UI, we can think of like too many buttons, or there's no button at all, or there's no picture. Okay, so you need to include be specific lah here. Okay, it's not wrong. It's just you need to like learn how to answer the question correctly so that you can get full marks. Be specific, make more error. Okay, so this one will reduce efficiency, right? And then an appealing UI. So like you mentioned just now, or we mentioned it's full, a full. Apa sudah ugly kan you said? Unappealing is fine already. So unappealing UI like it's very like ugly lah, not not appealing at all. So it will show that it's low quality and like it will affect the satisfaction of the user. Okay, and then the second question, suggest ways to improve usability. Ways to improve usability, right? So this one is actually an example. This one is an example, right? So you did not explain how to improve usability of a product, a system, or software. I put this. I will take this as an example. So the correct answer would be like you need to, of course, when you create your design, like when you want to create your prototype later on, kan, you will need to get feedback, right? Um, get feedback from user, and then from there you improve. Okay, so you can restructure your answer later on. Okay, so this is just an example. This one is the answer that you give is an example of how you can make a vending machine usable. Okay, so this is just a key point. You need to give your own words later on. So thank you once again, Calvin. So now we go to the last question. Question 3, Noel.
So this question asks about hello.
Okay, ready.
So okay. So this question asks what are the disciplines that contribute to the HCI. So firstly is the computer science. So this involves the hardware and software that allows the deployment of the system. And secondly is the human factors, and which refers to the traits and limitations of human beings that is using the system. And third is the cognitive psychology that refers to the internal mental process of user. And lastly is the social psychology that refers to how an individual or a group behavior is influenced by the presence and behaviors of others. So yeah, that's it for my answer.
Okay, 3B.
So so my answer, the question asks, it is not possible to design effective interactive systems from one discipline in isolation. So my answer is, this statement is true because an effective interactive system should involve multiple disciplines. So if either one discipline is ignored, so this will reduce the usability of the system. So for example, an interactive system, if it is designed without taking cognitive psychology into account, so the system will cause frustration and confusion among users, because the system interactive design does not have the feature to allow user to process information easily.
Okay, thank you so much, Noel, for your answer. So all the answer are correct. So the disciplines we already discussed, it's not limited to this, but the most common one are these lah. Okay, so we have computer science. We look at human factors, the cognitive psychology, as well as the social psychology. So when you want to design your prototype later on, especially in your pack analysis, in your proposal, you need to look into consideration also on this all this discipline. Okay, so thank you for your answer in 3A. So 3B, a very good answer. So you explain, you first thing you agree with the statement, okay? You agree with the statement, and then you give your explanation and you describe further, right? So effective interactive system should involve multiple disciplines. Okay, so if like you only focus on one discipline, like for example only human factors, like only the traits or the limitation of human beings, your system, the system that you are developing might uh, will not be like will not give satisfaction to your user. Okay, so this one, if either one discipline is ignored, this will or maybe this can reduce the usability of the system. Or if you are not combining the disciplines, right? So you give example here, very good. um, can cause frustration and confusion. So remember, when you want to design for your proposal later on, you need to look at all the disciplines that contribute to HCI. And frustration and confusion does not have the feature to allow to process information easily. Okay. I think this one also good already. So now, thank you so much everyone for your contribution for this tutorial. So in the future, we will also do the same like this. So you will give your answer and then you read and we discuss your answer. Okay, so I have put up the submission for this particular tutorial. So you will have your own copy for this. So you will need to answer the question using your own words. You can use your own answer from here. Okay, but like for Kelvin, you need to like improve your answer lah in your submission. Yeah. So you submit after you finish it. You submit the Google Docs, similar to when you do your online assessment last time. You just submit your Google Docs. Okay. So do you have any question before we dismiss?
No question.
Okay. So if you have no more question, I'll see you again next week for our class. Okay, so do the tutorial, yeah, and think about your proposal. You will start to do your proposal next week. Okay, so do planning from now. All right. Thank you so
Okay,
much,
miss.
everyone.
Okay, thank you,
Okay,
Miss.
miss. Thank you.
Welcome.